I think honestly, no matter what you're doing, for your business, if you're not doing some sort of video in your business, I mean, in my mind, it's the number one marketing.
That's the difference that we ourselves make compared to other marketing agencies, because we get to pick and choose the projects that we care about. We show those results in our graphics, in our videos, in our management team. We produce content that's a lot more world class than the generic stuff that you'll get if you reach out to the competition that's out there.
And so this is kind of what Tony's expertise is, my expertise is coming in and making your brand effective, making you look like $1 billion until you become $1 billion.
Ladies and gentlemen, my business partner Alex is on fire today.
Beau and I are together to really bring the best to get your business to the next level.
Do me a favor, subscribe and share. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to connecting with you in the future.
Well, good morning. This is Vinney Chopra, Vinney and Beau show. Brother Beau is right there in Henderson, Las Vegas. I'm here in the Bay Area, Black Hawk, California. And we got two very special guests today. You're going to love them. Tony Morera is a movie maker. He's a world-renowned movie maker, filmmaker, director, producer, marketer, and an entrepreneur. And with more than a decade of success in video productions and marketing, his clientele includes Apple, Verizon, and even Mercedes-Benz. His work has directly generated more than 550 million in revenues. Guys, we are talking something really great. We're talking about branding. We're talking about taking your business to the next level. That's what this show is about in real estate and any kind of things, franchising, loan, you name it. Right, Brother Beau? How are you? And then we're going to introduce also Brother Alex Nase. Right there, just a wonderful personality. Again, a big influencer person as key advisor for PR, community building and management and overall game industry, Metaverse, you name it. He has an extensive background in gaming, in Metaverse, in AI podcasts, in weekly AMAs, and also corporate leadership. He has built a record-setting Metaverse as well as advised numerous companies in gaming, AI, and entertainment. We are in for a big show, guys. We are ready
Thanks
to
for
roll.
having us.
Brother Beau, how are you? How is everything?
Good. I'm still trying to figure out the whole metaverse thing, but I think we'll dive into what exactly
figure it out.
What is the metaverse? I think that's my big question today. How do you define the metaverse?
It's a good question, and it's really one of the biggest questions, because if you ask 20 different people what they believe the metaverse is, you're going to get 20 different answers. Mm. I don't think anyone's actually come by and strictly defined it quite yet. For me, and so this is just an Alex Nase opinion only. For me, it's a virtual world that you can disconnect from this world, our reality world, and you can go do a whole bunch of different things. Yeah. You could go see a movie. You could go see a Coldplay concert with your friends. You could go play a bunch of games. You can go do an art gallery. You could go to school in the metaverse. Mm-hmm. And it's built to be a more immersive environment. So take school, for instance. I was speaking with the language teacher. What's the best way to learn a language? If you want to learn how to speak French, what's the best way to learn is to go to France.
Immersion.
Is to be there, right? So instead of using a Duolingo or these kind of YouTube apps where you're just looking at a screen, imagine if you were in an environment and for me to point at a mug and say, this is the word for mug in French, it hits differently. And you receive that, you absorb that. So that's just one example. But I believe a metaverse is a multiple different industries where you can go and kind of pick and choose. Some people will have a metaverse and they'll just do one thing, they'll do a first-person shooter game and they'll call that a metaverse. in my mind, it's not a metaverse. You have one thing. I can't go and do something else, But in my eyes, a metaverse is where you can go and you can choose what you want to do, like a Ready Player One type movie scenario. But that's a great question.
And also
Yeah, well,
shopping. Shopping is huge, by the way. In Metaverse, a lot of physical products, Bo, I know, and lots of companies are already building their own metaverses because they want people to, pick up the product or whatever, see it 360s in a physical world, kind of metaverse, and then buy it, right? Alex, that's a huge one too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, just being in an environment, you want to go buy a watch, or it's kind of cool to be there, kind of see what different ones look like. And I don't even have to leave my house. Maybe I
Yeah.
don't, maybe I live in a smaller city that doesn't have like a big watchmaking thing. And it's
Hmm.
also just kind of, yes, you can look on different web pages and stuff. But again, it hits a little bit differently when you can kind of see what it looks like on you. You can
True.
try different things. You can look at different demos of even other products, try before you buy.
Hmm.
It kind of feels like that's where the world is eventually
Going
going to be
to.
going.
Yep, yep,
okay,
yep.
now that's a great explanation. But my next question is anybody using this successfully right now for their business?
Hmm.
Yes or no? Yeah, you're hitting some banger questions right out of the gate. I love it. Yes and no. There's one of the reasons why I kind of left the industry, because I was a keynote speaker all over the place. I had like 50 companies reach out to me because they wanted me to build their metaverse for them
Hmm.
too, because of my
Hmm.
background. And I kind of see that a lot of them just they weren't quite getting the vision. So what I mean by that is a lot of these metaverses, they first of all they try to make them so big and they brag about it. They'll say like, "Oh, our metaverse is huge, it's 10 miles long, or whatever." And But what that does is it to the user, it makes it feel like it's dead. It makes it feel like when you log in, you can walk 10 minutes in one direction. You don't see anybody. It's going to feel like a ghost town. And a lot of these metaverses are all trying to build on the idea that you buy an NFT, you buy a digital land, and you're going to live in a digital house. Like, let's be honest, no one's going to live in a digital house. No one's just going to spend all their time there because you live in a real life house. You want to go experience something. You want to go do something. Like Vinny said, go shopping or go to a concert or go do other. You're not going to sit here on this one plot and spend all your time. So
Hmm.
some of them are getting it. Maybe it was a little early for the metaverse. Maybe technology with AI and other things
Hmm.
coming in can now allow it for it to progress the way it should. But yeah, to this day, I kind of haven't quite seen one that fit my vision exactly what I was hoping
Sure.
for.
And Facebook,
Okay.
changed their name to Meta and they put $10 billion. I remember Alex and their shareholders said, "Hey, where is it going?" They were trying to build it with the metaverse of their own, but I think what the future lies, from what I understand, is different metaverses should be able to join together to make it a bigger one. I mean, there is another company, AR, which is Plug XR, as you know. Maybe
Yep.
Alex knows about it, where you are
Yep.
building your own metaverse without the coders, without the idea. And it's been used over, I think, that software in 170 countries now, 70, 150, 60 countries, and about 60,000 programmers are using it with the Plug XR.
Absolutely. Well, and that is kind of what I envision is multiple companies together. But at some point, people have to kind of decide to build things consistently across the board because it's hard to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
from here. That's a
yeah,
very different experience and different engine it's built on,
yep,
and then go over here. And what I see as a big failure too, and this is kind of my background, is user experience is so important.
ah, yep,
It's all about user experience. If I go into a metaverse and I walk around for 10 minutes and I'm
yeah.
like, this, this is the metaverse. This is what everyone's freaking out over. Um, I leave and I never come back because it wasn't a good experience. Some metaverses, they're trying to make them so high definition or what we call high fidelity,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. Like it's great that you can see sweat glands and stuff. But here's the thing: is most consumers like they don't have a gaming machine. They don't like they
Not
have
at
like a
all.
graphics card like essential to like a 970.
Right.
If people know
Yeah.
graphics cards, like they can't even handle it. So it's going to be buggy. It's going to be like stuttering. It's going to be
Yep.
like glitchy.
Yep.
Like why? And then there's other metaverses that build them only for VR only. which, okay, it's cool that it's like VR, but again, like what, less than 5% of the entire population even has a VR headset. So
Yep.
you're cutting out 95% of your market out of the gate because people can't even access it. So like try to start off, make it phone friendly, make it PC friendly, make it console
There we
friendly, make it VR and AR friendly, and start building more, expand upon the VR experience
Yes.
and the AR, like, but start where people can actually get in there and have a good time first.
Yeah, that
Totally,
makes sense. I
totally.
mean,
And
I could see it.
Apple, huh? And Apple, by the way, Joshua Mendoza, who is a very prime product manager, my good friend right here in Silicon Valley, he was with me a few weeks back, and he shared with me the Apple new VR goggles. They are amazing. $3,500 or whatever. I'm going to buy it as soon as it comes
Tony,
because
we'll
it
talk
just
your ear
takes
off
you
on
to a
those.
new world, brother. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So those things are here. I hope everybody catching us. These things are there, and I think we need to be on the cutting edge. I always believe that, we need to be
Absolutely.
on the cutting edge because that's where this world is going. And more money from Google, from Microsoft, from Apple, all these three big. And I'm sure Elon Musk is coming behind everybody, right? They want to be in that world. But let's
Well, let me
talk
say something
about,
real quick, and then I also want to hear Tony jump in too, because he loves
yes,
talking about this. But
please.
with those VR goggles, I actually foresee a bunch of really cool future tech. I mean, one idea I was talking to somebody was a special camera that can kind of fit on your hat that is expanded out. Imagine going to Disneyland with your kids,
Mhm.
going through the whole thing, having an entire experience, something magical, something memorable. Would you ever want to relive that experience? Like,
Oh,
what if you could take that whole day with your kids laughing and you're having fun, and you could go into a VR session and you can relive this awesome moment that you had with your kids 5 years ago? Like,
wow.
who wouldn't do that? And so, not only with these goggles, I see some other little extra pieces of tech, like that camera idea, that's going to sync with these goggles to where now
Mhm.
people can relive these kind of just awesome experiences that we wouldn't have ever been able to
I
do
know
before.
Disney won't like that because they want you to come back again after 4 or
Yeah,
5
that
years.
might be, but they might be the ones selling it too. So who knows?
Yeah, well, the problem is now eventually when this all happens, people won't leave their house. They're like, oh, I can,
That's
instead
it.
of me going to
Yeah.
watch the Raider football game here in Vegas, I'm just going to put my glasses on.
But they
And,
might have an upgraded pack. Maybe it's $200 a ticket,
Yeah.
but for
Yeah.
$400, they'll give
Mhm.
you a virtual experience. They set up multiple cameras throughout the place
Sure.
to
Sure.
give you that 3D environment. And as you're
Um,
walking through, it pieces and parses all that data to recreate the whole thing. Like,
mhm.
would you pay an extra $200 to have that? It's like, heck yeah, like that sounds awesome.
So
So
they're
who knows?
making money. Yeah. There are
Yeah.
Disney,
different
if you're
ways. I'm
watching
sure.
this, reach out to me afterwards. Let's get in touch.
Where things can get really excited is as with my background with cameras and equipment, as devices are getting smaller and smaller.
Mhm.
Imagine being able to buy a virtual player ticket. And what I
Aha.
mean by that is you can directly plug in to a player who's wearing a 360 camera and look at the game from his perspective. So
Wow.
you can have a camera like this right here. This is an Insta360 camera, which
Oh.
records all 360 degrees
Mhm.
field of view. And then you can play this back on this device right here.
Aha.
So, which is, of course, the Quest 2. So the beauty of this is, like Alex mentioned, imagine recreating a day in the life of, right? 5 years ago with your kids, something memorable. And Apple with the Vision Pro even indicated creating 3D like environmental photos where you're taking a photo and then you can almost relive that moment, right? Capturing like a short video, all in 3D. And as you're moving around, it's like the people in the scene, like your family, you're able to kind of see around them, and it's just we're transitioning into a world that's going to be extremely incredible. But
Yep.
something that you mentioned as well is not wanting to leave your house
Yeah.
after the 2020, events
COVID.
that transpired, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go shopping anymore. We used to be able to go groceries, for example, but we would order the groceries on our phone and then drive through to pick it up, right?
Yeah.
And they would come and load it into our trunk, and then we would go. And then look at all the businesses that are going out, and they're closing their stores because of like online retail stores like Amazon.
Yeah.
So I can see something similar happening where people like you said, they don't want to go out and see the game in person. They want to have that, cool virtual
They
experience.
can't afford to, or they can't afford to.
They can't afford to.
People
You-
who would love to have the experience with the kids, around the world, even, right? I mean, and Metaverse, I really get excited because I think AR, virtual reality, and Metaverse are so great. And again, Alex, you came out, brother. Soon you'll be jumping back in. Maybe in 5 years, maybe 3, maybe AI might bring it even closer.
All right, we can do a whole nother one on AI because I do
Yeah.
AI. That's a whole nother animal.
So what should we talk about today? Branding. I think that was what I told Brother Beau. It's so important to have really crisp, clear message to your avatar to get leads, to close more people, increase revenues, and the whole bit. So please share that, your concept and your business, and you're just doing so well. I'm so happy to have you. Beau and I are on our show today. Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Vinney, and thank you, Beau, for having both myself and my business partner, Alex. And
Even
as
with our raspy voices.
even with our raspy voices, we, as you mentioned, we're marketers, right? At heart, we are entrepreneurs. We have our own passion for different things, whether it's AI, whether it's virtual reality. But at our core, we are network marketers. We love connecting with people. As we tell everybody, our net worth is our network. And there's a saying that you're connected to everyone on earth with just about 7 people, right? Or something like that. We take that to the heart because we truly love creating connections. But the one thing we have in common that we're very passionate about is creating user experiences that are world renowned. And we translate that through quality on branding. And we created a company called Fire Media Marketing. We provide world-class branding. We see that a lot of these marketing agencies, they make the mistake of naming you as a number. They don't really care much about the experience, the white glove service. We want to be your concierge. We want to be founders that come into your business and completely see things from a different perspective, and brand it as we would ourselves. Branding is so crucial and so important. Imagine waking up, getting in your car, and driving to the store, right? It's fairly easy to do. It's not too complicated for you because it's normal. Now, at least here in the US, imagine if you woke up now and out of nowhere, I switch your steering wheel to the passenger side. It's a lot more complicated to get to the store, right? Because you're not used to it. A lot of these companies, they try to reinvent the wheel rather than creating something that is common and easy to use. That's where the user experience side of things come in. When we develop a website, when we create videos, when we create your brand, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just making better spokes, if you say. So we ultimately just want to provide that as a world renowned white glove service, because our prices are higher than most, but so is our quality, and so we want to represent that through a next level type of service. So yeah, but branding is everything. Branding is what allows you to sell, $44 million in sugar water every single year.
Yep.
You take companies like Coca-Cola, they spent $4 billion a year in marketing, and branding. So,
And to add on to that, and we'll even just for the listeners getting to listen in today, we'll actually give you some tips pro bono. Like, you don't even have to pay us. There's a lot of actually psychology involved, which people would guess, but there's a lot of psychology in the way that people read things, in the way that people absorb information, in the way that people retain information. On top of that, we've even talked about that, like with trainings. Like, a lot of people don't understand, when you do a training, people only remember 25% by the next morning. They've already forgotten 75% by literally the next day. In fact, this call, you guys will only remember 25% by the time we get done. So how do we make your trainings effective? How do we make it rememberable? When it comes to branding, it's a lot of the same thing too. How can we get it so that I look at your webpage and immediately, without really even scrolling down too far, I get exactly what your business is. I know the problem that you're solving. I know why you are the team to do it. And how do I get that information quickly, but then also navigating. Because when I go to your webpage, I'm there for a mission. I'm there to do something. I'm there to either buy a product. I'm there to go to About Us. I'm there to go to like contact you. I'm there to just maybe browse and read a little bit about you. But whatever it is, I'm there for a mission. So tip number one, real quick, is people don't read a lot of words. When you have a webpage that is just walls and walls of text, what we do is we don't read any of it. What you do is you scan. You scan through a page trying to find either the word or the sentence that's relevant to your mission. If you're there to buy, you're going to be looking for like the buying, shopping words or whatever, right? So a lot of people and businesses, they'll take so much time like articulating like, oh, let's get the exact words, let's chat GPT everything. Like, nobody cares. Like, nobody actually reads it. How can we make it shorter? How can we make it more impactful? Less is more. And then on top of that, also just as another tip number two, when it comes to webpage, when Tony and I are looking at things, we look through the lens of don't make me think. I'm going to say that again. Don't make me think. As a user, if you're making me think with having to do stuff, you're going to lose me as a consumer. For example, some of the Web3 companies that we've helped out, they'll sell a Web3 product or a digital asset, and they'll sell it for 0.25 ETH on their website. Okay. What do you think the next thing is going through the user's mind at that point? It's 0.25 ETH. What are you going to do?
How much is that in USD?
Yeah.
Okay, how much is that in USD? So now I have to leave your page. I have to open up a Google. I have to type in, 0.25 ETH in USD, or what is Ethereum, 1 Ethereum worth today. Okay, what time? Why are you making me do all these calculations? Why are you making me do all these extra steps? And it's amazing, even with the buying process, even with like just a simple like reach out to you because I want to do business process is so overcomplicated, and it takes like 8 steps when we can do this in 4 steps. And what we found is a lot of people out there don't have what I call the eyes of user experience. They're a bunch of nerds that know how to create a great product and solve a solution, which is great. You have a solution, but now how do we make it easy for people to get it and understand it, and then advocate to their friends for it and drive other traffic to your page? So this is kind of what we do. And I could give you like 40 more tips just on web page alone, but this is also what we do with socials. This is what we do with your socials. This is what we do with your content. This is what we do with your marketing, is this creative approach that is intensely strategic. And when we tell you the reasons why, which we do, we coach people and say, here are the reasons why, it immediately makes sense. Just like when I talked to you on those tips right there, that makes sense. Yeah, I get that. And you're going to see it now on every website that you're going to go to from now on. You're going to be like, yeah, this is so freaking difficult. Mm-hmm. And so this is kind of what Tony's expertise is. My expertise is coming in and making your brand effective, making you look like $1 billion until you become $1 billion.
Ladies and gentlemen, my business partner Alex is on fire today.
Hey, and
that was good.
Media, right? Fired media.
Yeah, right.
Media. We're fired up.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. It's really just like, everybody's overcomplicates things. If somebody's coming to your website for the first time, like let's just use Vinney, right? Like, okay, what does this guy do, right? Mm-hmm. And what's the intention of the person that's coming to their website? Right. And the intention could be, who's Mauricio?
Oh, that's their Yeah, that's it.
Another
Right.
guy.
Mauricio
He,
Bonner.
he's
I thought we
on
had,
he must accidentally
Yeah,
click the link. You're good.
sure, no
but
worries.
anyway, going back to that, like you're you got to paint the right picture, and so a
Mhm.
lot of people now with AI are using AI. I mean, like I've done this too, and like I can totally tell an AI generated social media post, an AI, I mean, or an AI email, and I think when you're using AI, I think AI is amazing, but I also think like people are catching on. Like this is like, oh, like delve, the word delve. AI always puts delve instead. Like that's just an AI word. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, just everything is like everybody's using it now, and it's like I think it's good to use for prompting yourself, but like if you're not tweaking your what AI is writing,
Got to
you're gonna
make
look
it
like every Joe Schmo out there.
personable and short, right? Bo, you're so right. I mean, even if the chat GPT or Claude or like that gives you big
Right.
answer, ask it to summarize it two, three
Right.
times. Then it's the real deal. Short, simple, crisp, and then you put your stamp, your
Your own.
name, your something, right? Tony? Yeah. So
Yep.
that, people feel that it's coming from your heart and
Oh,
giving the best.
we see this on sites all the time. It makes
Mhm.
us cringe because we'll go to a website and it'll be like, "It is of our utmost pleasure for you to access our webpage today." It's like, dude, humans don't talk like that. Like know your audience, know people who are like. It's very obvious, like when ChatGPT is just so overly used. This is where it's helpful to have experts like tell
Sure.
you. And we do these audits. We'll actually audit your webpage and we'll tell you the 40 things wrong with it. And your eyes will be like, oh my gosh, I never would have even thought of this. We do the same thing when we go to an event. You do like a little event where you're doing like a party or like 40, 50 person thing and you're hosting it because for business networking, we'll come and I'll tell you the 40 different things that you missed. And as I go through each thing, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of doing that. It's okay. It's not your fault. Nobody thinks of this stuff. Same when it comes to their branding, same when it comes to their socials, marketing, all of it.
Right.
That's why you need guys like Tony and myself kind of helping you out.
So
I've been
let me,
doing a lot of like virtual events, and I'm not good at running ads or anything. I'm just like kind of learning how to run ads. But it's interesting, just like on which reels, because I'll do like a video reel as the ad set, and just like figuring out even what you're saying, because people they want to see a lot of movement in the beginning, like to catch their attention. So you got to be. It's challenging to like take somebody who's never run ads. Now I'm trying to run ads, right? Like, and I'm trying to like see, cost per click, right? Like that's a good engagement thing. Okay. I started at 50 cents a click and then I got it down to like 13 cents a click. And then, converting them to, opt into my Eventbrite event, right? Because I want to get so good where it's already predictable. Meaning I get 100 opt-ins to an event, 30 people show up. It's like clockwork, right? Like there's like it's kind of a numbers game, but then it's like, how do you get really good with making a compelling message on your reel and, run the ad, good copy, and then get the outcome of them going and saying, yes, I'm going to come to your free virtual event, right? And if I can get better and better at this, and I run, I'm spending maybe $1,000 for that event to get, I end up getting 30 people there, right? So now I want to spend $1,000 to get 50 or 60 people there. And then out of that, how many of them are going to be customers? And then what's the lifetime value of that customer, right? Like, so you can get really good. And I've been always good at what I call organic marketing, right? Like I'll do my YouTube. I know how to rank. But the Facebook ad stuff has always been kind of challenging for me.
Yeah.
And now I want to like, because what I like about running ads is that it's like you can put gasoline on it whenever you can, but you got to get good at, setting the hook and getting them to convert.
Beau, you nailed it. You truly nailed it. The truth is, anybody can pick up a camera and press record. The truth is, anybody can do multifamily syndication and make money. The difference is to become a really, really good Facebook ads manager and figure out the tricks that converts, that gets your cost per lead to be as low as possible is the years of experience equivalent to that Vinney has with his multifamily syndication that has allowed him to build $1 billion portfolio. The difference is what we've been able to do with different companies that has allowed us to combine, do about $1 billion in revenue and sales for the companies that we've worked with in the past. It's those 10 plus years of failing that gets you to the 1% of how to actually make it above everybody else. So yeah, I mean, anybody can learn how to boost an ad or how to create an ad. Anybody can do family syndication. Anybody can pick up a camera and press record. Not everybody can make a movie. Not everybody knows how to build $1 billion real estate portfolio. Not everybody knows how to do a world-renowned podcast, right? Not everybody knows how to do marketing. So it's the failures that lead to the way of how to figure it out, how to do it right. That's what we bring to the table. That's what Vinney does with his course, where he's able to teach you 10 plus 40 years of experience, right? That's what you're buying. And so it's exactly the same thing, but it's that constant tweaking, constant monitoring, checking, exactly what can you do better? What have you, failed at? It's like you said, you went from like 50 cents per lead to 13 cents per lead. Brother, you can get that to 1 cent per lead. And at that time, you're still going to want to improve. How can I get better than 1 cent? Right. So yeah, it's just that constant improvement.
Is it okay?
And also,
as an example, again, just as an example, and Tony is amazing, and I just want to give accolades. I just happened to have this over here. Love to share this screen with everybody.
Hey there, my friends. Vinney Chopra here. I want to share my journey from humble beginnings to living a luxury lifestyle of real estate investment. I came to US with only $7 in my pocket. I've turned those $7 into $1 billion real estate portfolio with hard work, dedication, and smart investing. And now I want to teach you how to do it too. You see, my friend, success is not a destination. It's a journey. And real estate investing can be your vehicle to financial freedom and the lifestyle you so deserve. The best time to get into real estate was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So what are you waiting for? Let's have some fun along the way and make your dreams come true. So if you're ready to take control of your financial future and live a luxury lifestyle, join me and thousands of successful students of the Luxury Lifestyle Academy. Remember, success is a choice. What's yours? Click the link below and sign up for the Luxury Lifestyle Academy.
Anyway, so I thought,
That's a good-looking guy in that video.
That's a good looking guy. A good looking guy. That guy looks like what he's talking about.
Oh, my coach, my director is Tony Morera. Oh my gosh, we filmed it in few hours. I cannot believe it, and he just did such a great job. Oh my!
But
God.
here's
video. Go ahead, Tony.
I wanted to add to dissect that video. Right, there's a million things we could have done better. As Vinney said, we filmed that on the spot. We didn't have a script ready. Vinney actually witnessed me putting together the script almost like, within a few minutes. Now, I could have probably at the time, I don't think ChatGPT was around. Maybe it was, but I didn't know about ChatGPT when we filmed it. We could have easily figured out another script, but it's basically the years of experience, Vinney knowing what he's talking about, me asking him about his story, and then little cliche things like, the best time to get into real estate was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Stuff like that. It's basically the years of experience that you have acquired doing video production and filming, and then the years of experience that Vinney has with his background with building $1 billion real estate portfolio. That's all it does. That's all experience buys you. Being able to do a video like that on the spot and filming it live. That took us maybe 30 minutes. Setup, breakdown, script writing, turning on the camera, pressing record, and saying. And it's a 1 minute video, but still, it was just something like this typically takes a lot longer to create.
I think honestly, no matter what you're doing, for your business, if you're not doing some sort of video in your business, it's in my mind, it's the number one marketing.
Yes.
putting together video content has been the best thing I've ever done. I mean, I get 90% of my business from video podcasts on YouTube, and then also being on other people's platform podcasts, like on YouTube. I generate all my business from it now. I mean, it works. I was casted for a national television show through YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so if you're not putting together video, I think you're missing the game. I mean, it's like, look at the world we live in now. If you're not putting out content, like you are like missing the boat. I mean, now you don't have to be a big conglomerate. You can get some well-scripted video content out there, and you can be the Walmart of the world, right? Like, you don't necessarily need a big brick and mortar location. You can be like a solopreneur. You know, I have 3 VAs and a marketing person, but the point being is, like, if you're putting good content out there, it's like you can go from nothing to making, you know, lots of revenue in a quick amount of time. So, like, if you're an insurance agent, a real estate agent, right? Like, I've seen real estate agents start building a YouTube channel with good content, and like they've done, like, went from no real estate experience to selling a couple $100,000 a year in real estate commissions, right? They're earning a couple $100,000, and they're being found on YouTube. And like, why wouldn't you take the time to like either get somebody to help you do this or figure out how to do this? And it just blows my mind that, you know, like, I'm a big fan of Gary Vee to a certain extent. Because if you're Gary Vee, I mean, love him or hate him, like, I think his message is really true. Like, you know, like, we all are media agencies, right? Like, if Vinny's not going to get investors if he's not marketing to investors to invest in his syndications, I'm not going to get people that want to buy a franchise or want to get SBA financing if I don't talk about it and let people know what I do and solving questions. And like, I've never found a better, and in this day and time, you don't need that much money to go shoot a video and put it on YouTube, right? Like, you can do this. Like, and if you do it over time, every piece of video content I put out there is a clone of me. And so I can have 2,000 clones that are searchable out there in outer space. And then I can also figure out what's working from an ad standpoint and run those reels and get those in target lists. And then it just builds upon itself. And so that's kind of like really my focus going forward.
And to add on to that, like, this is why psychology is such an important thing. When with the way that how people absorb information these days too, it's such a psychology thing. I actually I love your example there with the real estate agent. I mean, here's the thing. There's a big difference between marketing and effective marketing, like a marketing with a strategy. Also, there's a major difference between building a company and building a company reputation. 2 different things. And this is where it's actually wise to get some education on this. Like, you don't even have to use us. You can go online. You can research it yourself. But like you said, it's good to get content out there. Using that real estate example, a lot, like there's what, like 5,000 real estate agents here in your local area. A lot of people are real estate agents. I was at one time too. The old days of putting your face on a billboard or a bench, like, no one cares anymore about that. But what they do is they go through Facebook. They've been on Zillow, and they've been on other places looking at homes. So there's probably going to be some targeted algorithm that's going to pop up, and you're going to see an effective ad over real estate, whether it be a business type ad because you're a commercial real estate, or maybe a residential where it's an emotional play to where you have the family smiling, getting their first home. They have the kids running out. And you as the person are like, yeah, I want that. And what you want is, when you think of the word real estate, who do I call? You want a person's name to go through your head. You don't want people to go on Google and say nearby real estate agents. You want it to, even before they go to Google, to be like, oh yeah, I've seen that Andre guy. He's been popping up a lot lately. I wonder how to contact him. You go to his webpage, and it's a really good looking webpage, which also builds even more credibility and trust. And then you reach out. It's a very easy process to get a hold of that real estate firm. I get someone calling me back right away because their customer service is good, which is another problem in real estate. All these real estate agents, they don't work past 5 and they don't work weekends. So they miss out on all these deals. but this one had really good customer service. And now I'm buying a house with Andre. There's 20 other people, all real estate agents at that firm and nearby firms. But I saw Andre. He showed up on my feed, and when I wanted to come to buy a house, his name came through my mind, and now I want to work with him. This is why inciting emotion is so important.
Yeah. Why people should work with you. What's the edge? What are you giving more? And, why are you different? And that's what I really enjoyed, Alex, talking to you, and Tony with your Fire Media, So would you share with us, like, how can people reach you, or what packets you might have, and, how you go about it?
Yeah. I love to answer this. Here's the good news. You can visit firemediamarketing.com to get to know a little bit more about us. The reality is that we're going to find you, because right now we get the opportunity. We are blessed to be able to pick and choose who we want to work with, because part of the reason we created Fire Media was because we were disappointed in the way people get treated, or the way things get handled. We ourselves have been burned in the past. And so we created Fire Media because we want to spark a fire that doesn't die off. A lot of these companies, they drain their employees. Their creative team gets burned out, right? Exhausted. Their flame gets extinguished. We have a team that are passionate because they get to do what they love. And so we get to pick and choose who we want.
Like wildfire.
And we spread your brand like wildfire. So we get to pick people that we want to work with, people like Beau, people like Vinney, that we actually are passionate to work with because they're genuinely good people. And we also share a common interest, something that we ourselves are excited to be able to promote. That's what allows us to come in and provide white glove service. We can't do that if we're not passionate about your product. We cannot do that if we don't believe in what you're selling or believe in your vision. That's the difference that we ourselves make compared to other marketing agencies, because we get to pick and choose the projects that we care about. We show those results in our graphics, in our videos, in our management team. We produce content that's a lot more world class than the generic stuff that you'll get if you reach out to the competition that's out there. I don't know if any of you, Beau, Vinney, Alex, have you ever called a nightclub to request bottle service or anything like that, or go on their website to type in your name to request bottle?
$10,000 for the table and the bottle service. Yeah.
You know how quickly you get a message as soon as you type your name on their website that you're interested in VIP service? Like that. Your phone starts blowing up. Hey, Tony, we see that you're interested in reserving a VIP, booth for this evening. How many people do you have in your party? How can we assist? How can we help? Why? Because they want you to spend $10,000 with them, because they want to earn your business. They want to earn your trust, and they want to give you a more luxury experience. You don't have to wait out in line. Now, mind you, I used to be a DJ, so this was back in my time in another life, right? I don't do this stuff anymore. I'm happily married. I have kids and all that stuff. But when we wanted to provide a world-class experience with anybody to make them truly feel like they're getting a VIP type of experience. We translate that over to what we do with everything, not just our marketing, not just our branding, not just our media buyers, but overall, just with everybody that we connect with, yourself included, Vinney. So when we come out and film or create a product for you or create a website for you, you're going to get that VIP experience, because we are your go-to guys for anything marketing, branding, and sales. And so we take over your entire business as if we ourselves are founders. That's what sets us apart. We should have called it Founder Media, but we didn't, we were more fired up about Fire Media.
No, this is amazing. Very, very nice. What's the website again? And we'd love to have you back again, maybe,
Love to be able to join. Love to be able to. Firemediamarketing.com. That is the website. It will be live by the time this gets aired. So you guys will be very excited to see what we are putting together and what we're creating.
Very nice. Very nice. Beau, any last comments, brother? It's been a good show.
No, just
very exciting show. I think, again, the marketing, branding, customer satisfaction, customer, retention. It's so important in any kind of business. And I really believe more and more people who want to drive their growth, in 2024, 2025, and so on, in any kind of field, need people like, Alex and Tony. So, yeah. Oh,
yeah, everybody can use better branding. And thanks for having us on. If you ever want to bring us back, we're always happy to give pro bono tips that you wouldn't have ever really thought of, but could really make an impact just with people listening in. And so,
this would be
but
great.
we really
Maybe
appreciate
even
the
a
questions on everything.
PowerPoint presentation with some bullets and, kind of educating people. That will go wonders, as entrepreneurs can kind of see where your thinking is, what you look at. Huh? Go ahead, Tony. Yeah.
So Vinney, I'm sure you know this. I did a branding course a few years back. I would love for me and Alex to come back and then maybe give some pointers that we have in that course, absolutely free.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that'll be fabulous. Let's just do it next week. I mean, I believe, continue.
5 minutes. Let's go. No kidding.
I'm a go-getter guy, right? Move the needle. So we'll move our next speaker, which we may have, we may not. We don't know if it is.
You don't have to. If someone's really happy to meet with it, you don't have to.
No. So
but if
next
got an
week,
open spot,
be prepared, guys, everybody watching us, so please look forward to it. Let's just do it, because if we can do our branding correctly in 2023, in the fourth quarter, you could hit the ball running. I mean, ground running 2024. And there are huge opportunities coming where the market is shifting in the real estate and everywhere, and all that in the, franchising business, in cash flows, all those things. So let's welcome you back again. There we go.
This is my marketing plan for 2024.
Oh, look at that! Look at that.
I was drafting it out yesterday. There's so much to do.
Hold you
Can you do an NDA real quick?
Yeah. Week after next, Beau is going to cover this whole market plan. Beau, make it a very beautiful PowerPoint. Let's just give some good tips to our audience, right? So that they can take their business to the next level.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know that top of the funnel is all generating quality leads, right? Yep. And where do quality leads come from? Your sales and marketing and branding. So if you're not doing that, you're not going to be closing any deals. No. So if you want to fill your funnel, you have to drive the traffic, right? Drive and get the right audience to come into your funnel. So whether they're we'll use Vinney as an example. He wants wealthy accredited investors to come into his funnel, like crazy amount, right? And then they go through the funnel, they go through the process, they raise their hand. Yes, we want to invest, right? It's just, how does he get better at that? How does he get better at, he goes from his 583 investors to, 2,435
investors, 5,000,
right?
Brother. Yeah.
Whatever it is, and to me, I love the lead. Like if you're in sales, like I've been my whole life, it's all comes down to the generation of new leads. And then also what I didn't do a good job is those leads also have those clients that become clients have a lifetime value. What are we doing to get them to give us referrals? What are we doing to get them to buy again or to help them grow into whatever we're selling, our next product? Right? Yeah. It's not rocket science, but also I think there's people that are good at marketing and branding and then people that aren't ever going to get to where they want to go. So this is a great topic. So yeah, we should do this because
and real quick, because I want to add it real fast. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Vinney.
Sure. Alex. Yeah, brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, I was going to say the branding cost or marketing cost is not an expense. It's an investment in your business.
It is.
It's an investment because you're going to double, triple, quadruple, 10 times the revenues and the profitability. I mean, if you don't have really strong presence in the marketplace, you're losing out. You're losing out so much business that you should be getting. So it's not an expense; it's an investment. Go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just, you're spot on, and Beau, you're spot on, because you're actually hitting something that a lot of people don't even think about. It really is two things. When it comes to branding and marketing, it's customer penetration, and then customer loyalty or retention. Customer penetration is all about getting the new leads in, capturing them, getting there, the hook. And then customer loyalty and retention is about how do I retain them? How do I get word of mouth going? How do I get them telling their friends? How do I get them coming back to us in the future? And so it really is those two things. And why I love working with Tony is he's the customer penetration guy and I'm the customer loyalty and retention guy. And so we kind of bring our two backgrounds and experiences together, and we've surrounded ourselves with an entire team that also align on both sides of the spectrum. But that's really it. Get really effective at customer penetration, get really effective at customer loyalty and retention, and you're solid.
Love it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What a great show, guys. If you really like this show, please share, comment, give us 5-star reviews and everything. We'll see you next week. Our guests will be back again. So look forward to that and have a wonderful Friday and the weekend.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Happy to be on your show finally.
I'm a long-time fan and I watch all your guys' content.
It's awesome. We're very, very, very invested in our community.
It's wonderful to be here.
This is Chopra and also my good buddy Beau